Alright, so this is going to be a tour of the two cities I have in Kingdoms and Castles. Good to know the name of the game. So, first city I built is going to be Ashton. And we're going to let it load. Probably would have been smart to load this. Okay. Alright, so let's go up here. Where is it? Okay, yeah. So this is the island where I started on. I think. No, that's an outpost. Here's the island I started on. So it's the largest island on the map. Main castle's here. But initially this was going to be an all-city island. I have various ports bringing goods here. I don't really produce anything here except the pork. Peasants stay pretty happy. Okay, and then this was island number 2, and I've dedicated it to the production of food. And the thing with the island maps is you actually have to build each island as its own like city because it has its own population. As you can see, Ashton and Iron Farm are two different things. Then this is the fruit island, or Little Ashton, where I do all my fruit. This is charcoal, so all my charcoal is produced here and shipped throughout the map. So there's ships that are running between each island to provide food and whatnot. This one's doing fish and or I fish where I can, but that's Ashton. And as you can see, people are pretty happy across the board. Not the happiest, but they're doing okay. And yeah, and I was working on redoing this area to get more crop efficiency, but really I need to kind of mess with it because I don't know, I'm not losing a lot from exposure, so I'm operating at a pretty good level of efficiency. Alright, so that's that. Save. Or no. Quit. Alright, so now my one that I'm pretty proud of, and I turned off the Vikings and the dragons because it's a bit easier just to get systems going. But this is the city. Everything. I've got all the people packed into one area, and I have a mod installed that lets me do a bigger map. So this map's way bigger than the other map. But I'm having issues getting the markets to actually carry goods. So I'm trying to figure out the right balance of markets to people ratio. And right now it seems like it's got to be way higher. But I'm thinking about like scrapping one of these areas of houses, maybe like this one, and have it all be markets and relocate some people out here. But we'll see what happens. Do all my pork here, but I think eventually the pork production is going to be moved up here where my fishing is done. So over in this area. And then this is my farming area. All the farming's done here. I don't have any other crops anywhere else on the map. And I probably have, I want to say, a dozen docks that are moving goods, the fruit and the wheat around the map to various places. This is one of my main thoroughfares here. A lot of ships moving down this little thing right here, the little river. And then up here, I'm doing my charcoal production. And the reason I have everything so spaced out is because when you have everything close to the city, it ends up that the people, instead of trying to go to the markets and get stuff, they will like to go to the resources themselves. So having your resources further away from your main city kind of forces them to either kind of wait on goods or just kind of deal with what they got. So it seems to work a lot better, but I mean, you can still see a ton of people moving around. So I've got to do something to add more ships to my supply chains. Let's see what else there is. Kind of some of my later additions has been this. So it's another port, and basically this allows them to move the fruit more freely between these two locations, the fruit and wheat. And then this whole coast was full of fish, so I turned this into like a fishing coast with a couple docks that move. So this dock doesn't have any ships that come to it except one that runs between these two to keep these docks full of fish. So when they get shipments or whatever, they're good. Probably got another hospital, but that's basically it. And it's slowly building up. I'm thinking I can probably get 15,000 people on this map the way I'm going right now before I'm kind of like running out of space. Actually probably closer to 20,000, but we'll see how this progresses. This will probably end up being all city, and I'll move my wood makers over here on this peninsula, and that's basically going to be the layout of this map going forward. So the north part's going to be fruit and food production, and the southern part's going to be all city. So there you go.